President Biden will be sitting on the sidelines, though, this Sunday as the campaign for the 2024 election heats up. The White House announcing the president will not take part in the traditional pre-Super Bowl interview. And this is the second year in a row the president declined to speak directly to the country's really largest live audience. His advisors saying the decision to skip the interview was because they wanted to give the public a break from politics during the big game. All right, we're going to bring in Gary Dietrich now, our political analyst. We're going to get to that in just a minute.
But first, Gary, we got to talk about what just happened within really the last hour on national television. You saw it live on CBS 13, the heated exchange with the media as they challenged the president on his mental capacity. We've turned around some sound to set this up, so go ahead and let's play that.
Mr. President, for months when you were asked about your age, you would respond with the words, "Watch me." Many American people have been watching, and they have expressed concerns about your age.
That is your judgment. That is your judgment. That is not the judgment of the press.
They express concerns about your mental acuity. They say that you are too old. Mr. President, in December, you told me that you believe there are many other Democrats who could defeat Donald Trump. So why does it have to be you now? What is your answer to that question?
Because I'm the most qualified person in this country to be President of the United States and finish the job I started.
Do you believe that? Mr. President, why are you confusing the names of world leaders?
Thank you, everyone.
I did not share classified information. I did not share it.
With your ghostwriter.
With my ghostwriter, I did not. Guarantee you did not.
But the special counsel said in the report
no,
that
they did not say that.
Well, where do you want to start?
That wasn't fun, Pete.
No. So they had the news conference to talk about the fact that, hey, I'm in all the clear with the classified documents and where they were found, but it turned into something much more serious.
Well, let's start right there, because the DOJ report, the special counsel's report, did in fact say that the sitting president, like the former president has been accused of, did retain classified documents and willfully share that information with another. That's in the report. Also in the report, though, and this is what this is all about. This exchange is all about the fact that in that report, the special counsel said the president had serious memory issues. I'm just going to paraphrase it. That's what that exchange was all about. Guys, the problem is the obvious. It is fed into the narrative, and the polls are all, the polls, half of Democrats, 3/4 of total voters have concerns about the president's fitness and mental abilities. Those are the facts. Take it for what you want, but today's DOJ report, while it did say they're not going to charge the president in those things, that memory issue, wow, that is not going to go away.
And that's what a lot of people have been bringing up, and they want him to step up and answer to that.
Yeah.
Now, the other issue we just started off talking about, too, is the president sitting out yet another chance to speak before really the largest audience here and turning it down to speak before the Super Bowl audience.
Yeah.
What's your take on that?
Well, unfortunately, it comes at the exact wrong time, right?
Right.
When this
Election
gets
year.
released today and the memory issue gets, what else can you say when you have the largest audience the Super Bowl is it, friends. Television, the Super Bowl, it doesn't get any bigger than that. When you set it out for the second year in a row, what does it do? The obvious. It just reinforces that narrative. He's not up to the task of doing that interview. You can say you want people to just enjoy the Super Bowl, but the fact is, presidents do this all the time. This is a problem.
He's got 3 days. The offer's still on the table. If I was advising him, and I'm not, but I'd say let's turn this around and do some damage control, and you're on Sunday.
Yeah, right. Well, you got one reporter. I guess it was going to be Scott Pelley, maybe 60 Minutes was what I heard. But anyway, whether they do it or not, I don't know.
I have to see about that. I'm not sure about that, though. A case out of Colorado that could very much impact the rest of the country. The state's Supreme Court hearing arguments as to whether to disqualify Donald Trump from the presidential ballot. So how does that affect us here, though, in California?
Yeah, well, first of all, real quick, on the way that went today, all observers said, even the liberal-leaning justices had a lot of questions for Colorado. Most people believe this could even be as close to a unanimous decision by the court in favor of the former president getting on that ballot. That's what it looks like. For California, it's big because our own lieutenant governor said Trump shouldn't be on the California ballot. So if they were to grant Colorado this exemption and say, no, he doesn't have to be on the ballot, people in California would jump on that. And we have, of course, more delegates at stake than anybody in the Electoral College. So, this is a problem, and looks like right now they're going to expedite this ruling. Right now it looks like probably going to go in the president's favor.
All right. I should add, we're going to hear more from Gary tonight at 10, 8 o'clock, 10, and 11 on the exchange between Biden and the reporters today. Gary, thank you.
Okay, guys.